Hello and welcome to the very first Quill Connect, recorded here at Sideways Studios here in Tamworth, Staffordshire, England. A half-hour show that's going to be shown monthly. I'm JOY STRACHAN BRAIN and this is BEV BEVAN.
Indeed it is, and as Joy said, Quill Connect will be a monthly show, and obviously we'd like you to be there every month. We've got some special guests on the show. We'll be playing music live, showing some old footage of Quill in days gone by. I shall read you a snippet from my autobiography called Let There Be Drums. And we're just going to want to build up a nice rapport with you guys and us and the rest of the people in Quill and make this a really happening time every month.
Yes, we're looking forward to playing some music from Quill. If you're a Quill virgin, so to speak, you'll be hearing some stuff for the first time. We'd like to play you stuff from our back catalogue, but also our new songs, as Bev mentioned, the new album, and maybe put a few quirky songs in as well that you've not heard Quill play before. It should be a fun time.
Yeah, and that montage of photographs that you saw at the beginning of the show, of old Quill lineups and bands that I've been in. That music that was being played is a fabulous piece of music, and it was composed by Lou Clark, who actually is not very well at the moment in his hometown of Cleveland, Ohio. And we obviously wish Lou all the very best for a speedy recovery. And we'd like to dedicate this first ever Quill Connect to Lou Clark, an amazing guy.
Well, this time last year we had a really busy Christmas. It was really chaotic through December. We played the Symphony Hall, which was amazing, and we did lots of really great theatres around the Midlands, and we also played some village halls, and we had a real hoot with them. There were people dancing on the tables and singing, and it was just such fun. Quite different to times at the moment.
Yeah, for all of us, these are strange times. This time last year, we didn't see any of this coming. And as Joy said, we did some terrific Christmas gigs around the Midlands. The one at the Symphony Hall included a guest appearance by Brian Travers of UB40, who played a couple of wicked sax solos in Rocking Round the Christmas Tree.
It was great, really good fun. Yeah, and to get you in the sort of Christmas spirit, we thought we'd play you a couple of tracks that we played last year. And there's a great traditional tune that we played, and I hope you're going to enjoy it. It's called God Rest You Merry Gentlemen.
Let nothing you dismay.
Gentlemen, let nothing you afraid, for Jesus Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from Satan's power when we were gone astray. Glad tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy, glad tidings of comfort and joy. In to the lasting praises for you within this place, and with true love and brotherhood each other now embrace this holy time of Christmas of other dusty face. Glad tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Glad tidings of comfort and joy. Glad tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Glad tidings of comfort and joy.
God bless you, merry gentlemen, of course. And we would like to wish you a Merry Christmas. Hope you have a great one,
Yeah,
in
of
spite
course.
of all this
Yeah.
that's going on. Another feature for every month on the show is Keith James Sinclair from ELO Beatles Forever has given us, submitted some actually pretty tricky questions. Thanks a lot, Keith. And we'll endeavour to answer those. And if you've got any questions for Joy or myself or anybody else in Quill, we'd just love to hear from you.
Yeah, it'd be
Please
great.
get in touch.
It would. And another thing we'd like to do is do some special dates, particularly birthdays. And Bev knows quite a few famous people, and I think there's a fair few birthdays in December, yeah?
There are indeed, yeah. I can read them out to you now, in fact, I can see them from here. On December the 3rd, the one and only Birmingham's own Ozzy Osbourne, on December the 3rd will be 72. So happy birthday to you, Ozzy. I know Ozzy quite well, and Sharon, but I haven't seen either one of them for a few years, and I hope they're safe and well in LA. I'm sure they are. On December the 5th, our very own producer, Alan Caves.
Yay!
He's actually 3 days younger than Ozzy is. And then on, do you remember last year we went to the John Bonham tribute concert?
Yeah, it was a great night.
In Redditch. It was great,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
yeah, really, really good.
And we got up and played.
Yeah, it was great because I met Deborah for the first time.
Yeah. You met Deborah Bonham, and you and Debbie got up and did backing vocals,
Yeah.
and I got up and played drums.
Yeah.
On with a little help from my friends.
Cracking tune.
Which was great.
Yeah.
The Joe Cocker version, of course.
Of course.
But also that night, you met for the first time Ace Kefford.
I did, I know. It was really great to meet him, and he's still quite a character, isn't
He
he?
is, and I hadn't seen him for some years, and he hasn't been in the best of health either. So, Ace, I hope you're well, mate, because you're going to be 74.
Have a good birthday.
Yeah, on December the 10th.
And on December the 10th, it's the original drummer with Quill, Gil Showell, his birthday too, and I think he's going to be about 70 as well. So,
Great.
happy birthday,
Happy
Gil.
birthday, mate. On the 27th of December, Mike Pinder, my old friend from the Moody Blues, fellow Brummie, he's going to be 79. And last but not least, my ex-workmate, Jeff Lynn, OBE, mind you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Jeff, on that. Jeff Lynn, OBE, on December 30th, he's going to be 73. So that's this month's birthdays,
Yeah.
and we'll have a load of January ones for you this time next month,
Me included.
including her ladyship
Yeah,
here.
yeah. Happy birthday. Well, we're delighted to say our special guest this month is Lou Clark Jr. and it's been a real thrill because he's been in the studio with us. He's done a most amazing arrangement on 3 of the tracks, and we're going to play you one of them right now. It's All You've Left Me Is Alone.
Chill to the bone and longing for that touch that will turn me from stone, like the long forgotten kiss and those memories we most miss, like the faded postcard from an island of dreams. Simple small things, serendipity, like when Cupid's on the wing on my own. You long to be free, and all this will come right if we just try to hold on. I'm sat here on my own, but my heart is not alone. Deep in the still of the night, when all my dreams begin to come to life, we see the sunshine through the clouds and the rain. Then I'll awake to tears on my pillow, and then tears on the telltale heartbeats on, because I'm alone but you're not gone on my own. Never lonely, but all alone. Whisper to me on the phone late at night that you long to be free, and all this will come right if we just try to hold on. I'm sat here on my own, but my heart is not alone. Just try to hold on. I'm sat here on my own, but my heart is not alone.
So that was All You've Left Me Is Alone, a song that myself and Joy and Lee, our guitar player, written for the new Quill album, which hasn't got a title yet. So if any of you guys have got an idea for the title of the new Quill album, hey, get in touch, let us know. Love to hear from you. Last week, we after the session, and what a great string arrangement that was by Lou Clark Jr. We sat down in this very same room and we spoke with Lou Clark Jr. Lou today has conducted this wonderful string quartet on three tracks from the new Quill album, and improved them no end. Done a great job. Thanks, fabulous arrangements, and all the girls were such great players.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, they played really well. That was Caroline Bodymead on the violin and Charlie Beresford on the second violin, Robin Lund on the viola, and Claire Spencer Smith on the cello, and they played absolutely terrific. They really did.
So what got you into arranging? Obviously your dad, but inspired by being a musician and...
Yeah, I mean, being brought up in a musical background. Obviously, when Dad was working with Bev on in the 70s, it was always there in the background. I mean, I kind of know those songs from the age of 3.
And so it's turned into this kind of weird and wonderful coincidence almost that, you know, I spent so many years in the 70s marvelling at your dad conducting orchestras that went on to ELO albums, and then I worked with him in ELO, and then all through the 90s with ELO Part 2, and now here we are in 2020, and I'm working with you again, so it's lovely.
It is. It really is nice. It's absolutely thrilling for me as well.
Well, my memories of your dad, when it was just the band, just the 7 of us. I mean, he was on stage. He was fine, and like the rest of us. But when the times that he got to, and he conducted so many fabulous orchestras all over the world with ELO Part 2, and he just came alive. He put on that white suit,
fantastic suit,
and he was conducting the orchestra, and he just became another person. He was just amazing.
But his strong point is definitely his arrangements and conducting, and his arrangements. I still marvel at them.
This show, Quill Connect, the opening music is the overture from Moment of Truth.
Yeah.
So
it's a beautiful piece of music.
I can't wait to tell him.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I think your dad will be really proud of you when he hears what you've been doing on this Quill album. Have you ever worked with him, a joint project?
Although I haven't worked with him on arranging or composing, for the last 5.5 years, I've toured the world with my dad, playing in the same band. Of course, the Orchestra with former members of ELO. They were Kelly Graucut, Mick Kaminsky and my dad.
And I think for the future, what you're looking to do?
Myself personally, or with Dad?
Well, either.
I'd love to work with Dad in the future. I'm going to imagine that would be something that we could still do. But myself, I'm just going to. I'm still arrange. I'm a composer as well. I write lots of, it's mainly contemporary music, but I do arranging for the Royal Birmingham Conservatoire. They've got a school there called the Learning and Participation, and they've got a little orchestra called the LEAP Orchestra, LEAP, and they quite often ask me to do arrangements for them. So I've done things like Space Oddity, Bowie, and Ghostbusters, Mr. Blue Sky as well. I didn't, which was dead easy because I got Dad's original scores and used it as a blueprint, if you like.
Of course.
Just built up around it. So
yeah. Fantastic.
So it's almost coming from the original. Yeah.
Brilliant.
And hopefully you'll be working with us again with some more tracks.
Anytime. I'd love to, yeah.
Great.
That would be great.
So look forward to that, Lou. But thanks ever so much for coming along, and
my pleasure.
Here's to more things in the future.
Yeah, my pleasure, and thank you for inviting me.
And everything crossed for your dad.
Great.
Thank you.
Well, we thought it'd be quite nice to reminisce about how Bev and I first started in the music business. And I think it was quite obvious when I was quite young that I was going to be in the entertainment business, because my dad used to say from the age 2 I was singing, and we'd jump in the car and all the journey there and back, me and my dad would be singing our heads off. Of course, I went to dancing classes like lots of girls of my age did, ballet, tap, and also I was in all the shows, the pantomimes. And at school, very much the same, in the operas and the musicals. And I suppose it was inevitable eventually that I would start in a school band. And it so happened that the music teacher at school, Mike Smith, he was only a few years older than us. He formed a folk group called Enigma. And we had great fun playing a lot of the old lovely folk tunes. And we went to Butlins and we won a competition. Delighted because the prize was a record contract with a London-based studio called Morgan Music. So we're absolutely thrilled. You can imagine, you know, these young 16, 17-year-olds with a record contract. But of course, at that age, we got a couple of the members going off to teachers' training and different apprenticeships. So we lost some members and we were looking for new musicians. And we were very fortunate to meet a very, very, very talented young musician from Tamworth by the name of Phil Bates, great guitarist, fantastic vocalist. And Phil later went on, believe it or not, to play with Bev in ELO Part 2. It's such a small world. Anyway, we've got Phil, and we were still looking for a couple of more members. And we were playing at a club in Tamworth, and I believe the club was called Susanna's. And we were very friendly there with the DJ. And he said there was a couple of really good guys from Birmingham looking for something a bit different. So we met them, and the one guy was called Gil Showell. He was a drummer, but he also played mandolin and ukulele and guitar, and he used to play his bass drum and hi-hat at the same time and play the guitar and sing things like Mighty Man and Mungo Jerry, some great tracks. And Wally Lowe was a bass player, also sang and played guitar. He went on later to be in that fantastic Midlands band Magnum. So we have the band. We have Mike Smith, the teacher from school, who played fiddle, guitar, piano. We had Phil Bates, the wonderful Phil Bates, Wally Lowe, Gil Showell, and me, and Quill was born. So Quill was my first professional band. Who was yours?
My first, I had a few bands at school and stuff.
Yeah.
But, and actually went to had a proper job for a year. And that was it. I've never had one since. I'm glad to say.
No.
And I worked at a place called the Beehive in Birmingham, and I had to go to this course called the National Retail Distribution Certificate. That's what I was trying to attain. And at that same class, evening class, was a guy called Denny Lane.
Okay.
And that's where we met, and we got to know each other. He came to see my band play, little local band, and he liked the way I played, and he said, let's form a new band together, and we formed Denny Lane and the Diplomats.
What a great name.
Yeah.
It really is.
It is.
What's his real name?
His real name is Brian Hines.
Okay.
And it was his birthday. He lives in America now. But my first band, Denny Lane Diplomats, and we nearly made it. We got a record contract. We lost out to the Searchers.
Wow.
It was either us or the Searchers, and the Searchers. It was a pretty good choice, I suppose. But anyway, we were very big in the Midlands, and I suppose the highlights of Denny Lane and the Diplomats' short career were some of the shows we did. Because we opened for the Rolling Stones at Birmingham Town Hall, so that was our last ever show actually. Before that, we opened for Little Stevie Wonder, who was just extraordinary. But the biggest thing, our biggest night of our career, was opening for the Beatles.
Well, that is a biggie, isn't it? Oh.
At the Old Hill Plaza.
And are these stories that you're going to be telling in your new book?
Yes, the book that I mentioned earlier, Let There Be Drums, which is coming on nicely, I must say.
It's one good thing with lockdown.
Yeah, with lockdown, I've got a lot of time to write, at least. And I quickly relate that this is a story that, in more detail in the autobiography. But as I said, the biggest night we ever had was opening for the Beatles, Old Hill Plaza. They were delayed because they'd done a show before at the Plaza in Handsworth. And us, the diplomats, were only supposed to do about half hour right before the Beatles came on. But what happened with Beatlemania going on, that they were delayed, and we ended up playing over an hour, and which wouldn't have been a problem normally, but half our set were Beatles songs.
Of course, yeah.
So we couldn't do any of them. So we did what we could, and then we started running out of songs. And we did a couple of pretty off-the-wall things. We did Having a Gila, with Denny playing guitar behind his back. And we did Take 5, which our version of a Dave Brubeck quintet, modern jazz song. And it's in 5/4 time, which is quite tricky.
Yeah.
And there's a drum solo in it, in 5/4 time. And by this time, the Beatles had arrived, and I could see they were watching us from behind the stage. And we did Take 5, and I think we did one other song and went off. And we were packing our gear away when Paul McCartney saw Paul McCartney walking over to me, and this is, I'm in awe.
Of course.
It's Paul McCartney. and he came up to me as I'm packing my drums away, and he said, hey kid, that was great, that. See, like that dub solo, like in 5/4 time. He says, hey, our drummer could never do that. And I lived on that for years.
I bet.
Yeah. So more from the book next month on the next Quill Connect. Yes.
So to finish the music for this month, we'd like to play, as Bev mentioned earlier, a self-penned Christmas tune, which I hope you're going to enjoy. And we'll tell you later how you can get yourself a copy of this if you'd like to get one for Christmas. So I hope you enjoy Ghosts of Christmas.
Wake on Christmas Day and gentle snow around a sleigh, I'd get down on my knees and pray, wash those corporate sins away. Broken dreams around my feet, promises I could not keep. Christmas dreams, Christmas cheer, Christmas time of year. Christmas dreams, Christmas cheer, Christmas time of year. Ghosts of Christmas come to call. From the past, from haunted halls of Gorman. If I could wake on Christmas Day, Sally on the angels play, who sanctified this Christmas curse. Every year it's getting worse. Money flows, pockets burn. How I wish it could return. Christmas dreams, Christmas cheer, Christmas time of year. Christmas dreams, Christmas cheer, Christmas time of year. Ghosts of Christmas come to call. Mistletoe on lamplit walls. From the future, from the past, from haunted halls of Gorman. Christmas dreams, Christmas cheer, Christmas time of year. Christmas dreams, Christmas cheer, Christmas time of year. Christmas come to call. Mistletoe on lamplit walls. From the future, from the past, from haunted halls of Gorman
Ghost of Christmas by us, Quill.
Yes.
This is the CD, but not only do you get that song, there's a whole show here that we did in Kidderminster last year with some great tracks on it. A couple of them paying homage to my past. There's a lovely version of Blackberry Way, and believe it or not, there's actually a great version of Heaven and Hell from my Black Sabbath days, and there's some real classic Quill songs are Say It Ain't So,
Yeah.
Bells of Rimney.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a great album.
Yeah, and all our other merchandise is available as well, and they're all available on our website, which is www.quilluk.com. And if you've enjoyed the show, please press the like button and please subscribe. And if you want to get in touch with us, leave us a message and we'll get back to you. Take care.
Tell your friends, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
haunted halls of Gorman.